Sorry about that. My camera decided not to record, and I'm almost done with this bee, which is not fun. I need to find a way to keep my camera recording. I know the battery can't be dead because I literally just charged it last night. But yeah, let me make sure it's actually recording still. Yep, it is. Yep, it is actually recording still. Sometimes cameras can be a pain in the A. Oops, safety explosion. Don't want to be losing any of these. Anyway, I don't know how much of what I said previously was caught on camera. But I can go back through my footage and see if any of it was caught on camera. So my camera's pretty old. I got it in like 2016-ish. 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe the rounds go between rounds 3 and, I believe the eyes go between rounds 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3. Nope, that eye's a bit too close. That was only 3 rounds, so that was only 2 rounds. Here we go, much better. Here's my needle. Anyway, I'm thinking at some point I will I have a second channel, Budget with Kylie. That's all linked down below. It's under a different username, but yeah. Time to bring back the one I was using originally, because I've done the 2 rounds of lavender light. But yeah, I should really try to find a way to keep my camera going. And then 1 round of this. The pattern is by Katie Being Creative. No, wait, 2 rounds of this. Yeah, I think it's 2 rounds of this. I can always check the pattern again later. But either way, I'll do 2 rounds of this. Sorry for my mom's TV, it's going on in the background. I will make sure my camera's still recording really quick. Yep, it is, thank goodness. With camera moves, you can never be too sure. But anyway, my name is Crafting with Disabilities, and this is Crafting with Disabilities, and my name is Kylie. I have interstitial lung disease, autism, bipolar, ADHD, depression, and clinical anxiety diagnosis. But yeah, I absolutely love working with my hands. Hold on, I need to check the tutorial real quick. Oh crap, my phone's only at 6%. I forgot I left it on. How could I be so clueless? But yeah. I was mid-game when we got all the seats. From the restaurant. Let me head to me, let me head to you all. Let me head to Katie. Being creative search. Why does it only show it as September? So, yeah. It is only one round of the body color after the two of the other color. And then we go back to the other color. I will also try to do a tutorial for my pattern. I'm not sure how well you guys will be able to understand me for the tutorial of the pattern though. And here is rounds 11 and 12. But yeah. So I got diagnosed with interstitial lung disease in July of last year after a lung biopsy. We were meant to go to the state fair for a concert as well last year. The Iowa State Fair. We were going to be seeing Jelly Roll. Did not happen. At least for me. It at least didn't happen for me. Sorry, I'm trying to find the best angle for this camera. Which is hard when you can't see it. But yeah. I didn't get to go, which I'm perfectly fine with. I wouldn't have even been able to make it up to the seats with how bad my lungs were last year. I'm finally stable enough to be without my oxygen for long amounts of time. Sorry, it still seems like you guys are really high up. There we go, much better. But yeah. This is going to be a learning process, learning how to crochet while filming it. I will be posting some of my old try on crochet videos on this channel as well. They are from like 2013 though, so don't expect good quality. Same camera. No, I will not be getting a Canon vlogging camera. I'll just be getting a relatively cheap camera from Amazon. That's like $79.99 for money. Because I don't need an expensive vlogging camera. I just need one that will last a few years. But yeah. I'm going to be calling. You guys still seem really toned. There we go, much better. I'm going to be calling Social Security sometime next week, asking how, I'm going to be asking how going to college will affect my benefits, and if they have any programs to help with college. I know there's the Ticket to Work program, but that's for people to like age 23. So I'm no longer going to be able to be a part of that program. And the money my grandma and grandpa had set aside for my college was used up to get my Oxygo. But yeah. Anyway, I'm like halfway done with this bee. And the first few rounds didn't even get recorded. Nor did me talking about about what type of yarn I'm using and stuff like that. Okay, I need to check the pattern again real quick. I'll be right back. Or you guys will still be here while I check the pattern. So, round 10. Round 13 and 14. Sometimes I hate my phone. Oh, flip you too, phone. It never wants to be the way I need it to be, when I need it to be. 2 rounds of single crochet, and then we begin the decreases. Okay. Time to cut the lavender light. I like to leave a decent sized tail, because I crochet around the tail to get it into the plushie, basically. I've been making plushies since last year. And I have a whole stockpile full of them. I've been making them since like September, August-ish of last year. For a while I was really focusing on clothes. Crochet clothes. Or crochet stress balls. Because, you know, why wouldn't you focus on stuff that would bring you joy? But yeah. I think after this I'll make a loaf cat in these colorways. No, I'll do that tomorrow when I can be sure how much yarn it will use up. Because I'll have to weigh all this yarn again. Make sure that I have accurate measurements and everything like that. I'm probably gonna ask my legal guardian, my mom, if I can get some, I'm trying to think. If I can get some, I'm trying to think. But yeah. I'm trying to think of what I'm gonna be getting. Oh, I'll ask her if next month I can get my own food scale. Because I use that to weigh my own, and I don't want to have to constantly go to her house to weigh my own when I move out. Now I'm hoping to be moved out sometime soon. But hopes can go haywire sometimes when you have a chronic issue or chronic disease. Or chronic disability, I should say. Yeah, supper's really not agreeing with me. I'm probably gonna have to take a break at like right now. But I don't know if you got the whole first part of the video. I'll be back. Hello, and I am back. Yeah, I am not eating at that restaurant again. Not only did they undercook my quesadilla, which made it have a weird texture, but the food there was also just nasty, nonetheless. So yeah. Anyway, when I get home tomorrow, I have to scan some receipts. So I will be alerting you guys after I've done that. I try to scan my receipts once a week, depending on how many receipts I have. And I will be going back through my change and counting it again, because I like to make sure I have the amount that's on my Jam Jars account. Oh, sorry, I'm too close. Here's a mushy boy who's done. But Jam Jars is what I use to keep track of my cash savings, because you don't actually put any money into it. You just put down the amount you have saved, and then it saves it. But yeah, my family is probably going to be out till like midnight at most. Probably not, though. I don't know how long the rodeo will last. Depends on how cranky my niece and nephew get. Okay, now I can cut this yarn a bit more. Right there. And now it's decrease time. So start with the decrease. Start with the decrease and crochet 3. Then do another decrease, crochet 3. Sorry, I'm just reminding myself of the pattern. Decrease. Okay, and then decrease. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So So the yarn I'm using is Hobby Lobby Baby Bee, Snugs and Sweet and Snuggly, Lavender Glow, Lavender Light, and Flaming Glow. I need to decide what color I want to do the wings. Okay. Sorry, this hat has turned into kind of like a crocheting chat. I'll have to find a way to mute the background noise. I don't want to get copy strike. Well, actually, until I get monetized, I believe anything with this won't count as copy strike. For the copyright strike, I'm not entirely sure, so don't quote me. Okay, here's my stuffing. Okay, I'm gonna do some stuffing and shaping of the body, because I want the speed to look good, and I can remove all these stitch markers but the last one that's in there. So I will probably put a stitch marker in the middle of that. Yeah. Here's the middle of the back. How does this look? Let me make sure it's still filming. Yep, it is. Sorry. My camera has stopped filming the last time. For the first time I was filming this, I was just talking for no reason. But yeah. I like to kind of overstuff my plushies. But yeah. The next time I'm at a Dollar Tree, I will be getting a tray so I can film out in the living room of my house. When I died. We have to find a way to mute background noise. Because my little brother likes to listen to music when he plays his games. And it can be quite annoying. I should probably check the pattern, make sure I'm doing this right. Yeah. I believe I'm on round 17. Yep, I was doing that right. Sorry, I guess myself a lot. I will also leave my Facebook page linked down below. I do not do any shipping orders, at least not yet. Not until I can find like a business manager or somebody. But yeah. I think this next plushie I'll crochet in silence. So I said after I finish this beat I had to take a break and play my money making games for a little bit. Which is actually what I think I'll do. But yeah, and here we go. It's almost done. Now I just have to weave in the final end. And then do the wings. The wings I remember how to do. They're quite easy. But I will be going on a vacation this year. That's why I haven't really gotten a vlogging camera yet. And then the next vacation I'm saving up for is Alaska. Anyway, these plushies are going to be on display at my public library. This is going to be a nice and squishy plushie. As long as my niece doesn't get a hold of it, we should be good. My niece likes to steal my crochet plushies. Don't ask me why, she just likes to. I'm about ready to start charging Kendra for each, my big sister, for each plushie she steals. Because they're meant to be sold, not given to my niece. But yeah. Okay. I do not know if the video of me filming, of me even in the end on the Chalky Mushroom Boy got filmed. Here we go, the end is nice and oops, no, that's too long right there. To bring this one out and try it a different way. This plushie ain't gonna be my best walk because of how soft and fluffy it is, because of how soft it is. The fact that it's not really molded due to my usual style. So this one will probably just be given to somebody. I don't know who. But yeah. the end of the month, I'm gonna see if Mom won't let me get a gaming chair so I can be comfortable while I crochet in my room. Yeah, this bee ain't my best work. I mean, molded a little bit, soft scallop. Now time to make the wings in lavender light. I'll have to make another bee at some point and make it better. Like actually stuff it more. Oh, factory knot. I am not going to use the factory knotted yarn. Let me just see how far I can get on a ring with it. And if it's not very full, then I'll cut the knot off. I usually use factory knots unless it's for like the outside of a plushie type deal. Because I like my plushies that have outside areas to have the outside areas be seamless. Yeah. Unless it comes like towards the center of the ring. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, I was talking to myself a bit. I don't think the factory knot should affect it too much. Ultimately, it just depends on when it decides to show up. Okay, so sorry about the TV in my mom's room. Yeah. Factory knot's gonna come up before I want it to. Normally I'd be fine with a factory knot if it was on the inside. I'm just gonna have to count the factory knotted yarn as a loss. I'll weigh it to determine how many grams I'm losing when I get home. It's probably only like a gram or 2 though. But yeah. But yeah, it's just 3 rounds of increases. But yeah. Wait, 2 rounds of increases. And then the 3rd round is 18 stitches. Oh no, you begin with an increase. I always forget that you begin with an increase on this project. But yeah. What is there to talk about? I do not support Hobby Lobby's ideologies. The CEO's ideologies. It's just the closest yarn store to me. So I have no choice but to shop there. Yeah. What else is there? Certain yarns I will not use because it's sensory issues. I can only have a half-finished peep waiting to be finished because of sensory issues. The yarn is so rough on my hands. So the thing is, to get good tension, I need to feel the yarn going over my finger, which I cannot do with gloves on. Believe me, I've tried to crochet with gloves on before. And then slip stitch to close. Leave a long enough tail for sewing. Yeah, now time to work on the other wing. But I'll probably get the swing position first. Probably sell this one for cheaper as a mess up. That's what I typically do with any projects. They don't look the best. Because I'm very picky about all of my projects looking the best. But yeah. So, I want that part to go right there. So, this one will go right here. And it will go down. And then up and over. And down. And through. And leave a tail for tying it on. I'm just gonna get this wing sewn on already.